Hello dear students, welcome to the second part of our chapter number 12 using IO operations. So I hope you understood the first part well. In the first part we have discussed about the input functions, inbuilt input functions of a C language, and formatted input functions we have discussed to get the multiple types of input together by using a one single formatted input function, that is scanf. Now here in this session we are going to discuss about the inbuilt output functions. So let's just begin our new session. So first we will discuss the names of the inbuilt output functions and what is the use of output function. These output functions are used to display the processed data. Whatever the result we got by using the input function, whatever the things we have processed, that things we wants to display on our output screen, and that is possible through the inbuilt output functions. Now we will see that how many inbuilt output functions are there. So there are three output functions named as a put character, put s, and printf. So these output functions are used for displaying processed data, as I told you. How many output functions are there? 3: put character, put s, and printf. Now we will discuss all the things one by one. So first we will discuss about the put character function. This function is used to write single character on the standard output device. So the get character function is used to give the input to the standard input device. The single character input we can give through the get character, and whatever the input we got from the get character, if we wants to print that character on the screen, then how it is possible? So for that purpose we are having put character function. So first we will discuss what is the syntax of put character. So first you have to use your function name, that is put char, and then after in the function bracket you have to provide the variable name that holds the input character that is given by you. So here the character may be character type variable, or it may be any valid C language character. So either you can give the variable that holds the character input, or directly you can give the character that you want to print on a screen. So to understand it well, we will discuss one of the example here. So the example here, it's written program that demonstrates the use of put character function. So first every program begins with the hash include stdio.h, then after our main function. Now we have used the grade variable of type character. So here the character variable of grade, and now we are giving the message with the printf statement that enter your grade variable. So this will be visible as a message to the user. Then after we are taking input from the user. Means when they will read this message, enter your grade, then the user will input their grade, means what the grade they got. So here this get character function will read the grade value from the user, and that value will be stored into the grade variable by the statement grade is equals to get character. Then after here we are giving another message again with the help of printf, that is printf your grade is. Then after the output will come, understood? So first printf, and then after your grade is, this message will come. Then after now we are printing the value that we got from the get character with the help of put character function. So what was the syntax of put character name, and then after in bracket the variable that holds the input. So here the grade variable holds the input, that is why in the bracket we have written grade and semicolon. Now this displays the single character on the screen. Now we have used the printf function to enter the dot there, and then /n means after that the cursor will come into the new line. Now how the output will be, that we will see. So here you can see First, this is the output screen, and first this message will come to the user screen. Enter your grade. Here the grade input given by the user is the A grade. This is the input that is given by the user. Here we have used the get character function to get the input. That is why the input given by the user is visible here on the output screen. Then after the message will come your grade is, and then after with the help of put character that value will be printed over here, that is A. So like this, the get character and put character functions will be used to get the input and to print that data on a screen. Then after, the next function is the putTest function. So the function we have discussed, put character, it is used to read only single character. What about if we wants to read the multiple characters from the user? If user wants to enter the name, or if we wants to get the name of the user, then we cannot use the put character, because put character display the data that is only one character. So here to print the multiple characters, we will use the putTest function, and the syntax of putTest function is first function name putTest and in bracket variable name. So here the variable is of a character array or a string. Remember, whenever we are using getS to get the input, then also that variable must be declared as a either character array. And then whenever we are using the putTest function, then in the function bracket also we have to provide either the character array that holds the string value, or the string you can put there. So here when we are using the putTest function, this function writes the content on the screen into the variable name to the monitor till the null character is encountered. Means it will display the output, or it will write the characters on the output screen till the null character is not coming. When the compiler will find the null character, then after it will stop writing on the output screen. So here note that every string contains a null character, and the null character is by default added by the compiler. So when the user is giving the input, then after completion of the input, user will press the enter key to stop the input. So when the enter key will be pressed by the user, the compiler will then after add the null character after the string. So when the null character will found by the compiler, on the output screen nothing will be written. So here the putTest function will not display this character on the screen. Means from the null character it will stop writing, but the null character will not be visible on a screen. So to understand it, we will discuss one of the example of putTest function. So here the example is there that demonstrates the use of putTest. So same syntax is there, hash include stdio.h our header file, our main function, then after curly bracket. Now here we have used the character array of a state variable. So here you can give the state name up to 20 characters long, because the size of our character array is 20 here. Now with the printf we are giving message enter your state name. Here with this message user will get idea that what they have to input. So here the message is that they have to input state name. Now with the getS function we are getting the input from the user, and that input we are storing in the state variable. So the syntax of getS is your function name getS, and then after the character array type of variable. In the bracket you have to give and semicolon. Now we will display this whatever the input given by the user on a screen. So first we will display the message printf with the printf that your state name is, and whatever the state name is given by the user, that we will print on the screen with the help of putTest function. So write it down, the putTest, the function name, and in bracket give the state or the variable name that holds the state or the variable value. So here the state variable holds the value, that is why we have provided the state variable. And then after function bracket over and semicolon. Now we will see the output of this program. So here the first message is given to the user, enter your state name, and user has inserted here Gujarat. So then after with the printf function, first your state name is that message will become, and then after with the put character this Gujarat will be printed over here. So this is the example of getAs and putAs we have discussed, that how we can use getAs to input the string and how we can use putAs to print that string on a output device. Then next we are using, or we will discuss, the formatted output function. How we have discussed the formatted input function to get the multiple input from the user or multiple types of input from the user. So same thing here, printf function is also used to display multiple values as well as multiple types of values. Means here with the help of printf function you can print character, you can print string, you can print float values, as well as you can print the numbers. So here it is used to print the multiple type of values or multiple types of output on the screen. So the general form of printf is just same as a scanf. You just observe the syntax. What is the change over here? Yes, here the variable names are written without ampersand sign. That is only the change. Otherwise rest of the things are just similar with our scanf statement. So here the variable 1, 2 and n, that may be the variables or the constants or the expressions. And the output format specification of variable is given in a control string. So the control string may contain all or some of following items. So here what the control string holds in the printf, that we are going to discuss. So here the printf statement, in the printf statement the control string. So first one, it holds the set of characters, means the string that you want to display as a message to the user, and how it is written here in the same way you want to display on the output screen. So here the set of character, that is the string, which will be printed on a monitor as they appear in the string. So that is written in the control string. That message you have to write down in the control string. So here the example is written hello world. So with the printf and with the double inverted comma, only the string is written hello world. So how it is written here, see the spelling is also changed. So whatever the spelling I wrote here, the same thing will be visible on my output screen. Then next is the format specifier for each variables. Means here if we are giving the multiple type of input, then here the format specification we are giving based on the data types of that variable. So here that format specification we are writing where? In the control string section. So here you can see the one of the example is there, that is printf, and then after in the control string %d is only written, then after comma and number 1. That means here it shows that number 1 is type of a integer data type, and that is why in the control string the format specification is given, that is %d. So here %d shows that number 1 belongs to integer data type. Then the third one thing. So the third, it shows the escape sequence characters like a /n. The escape sequence characters we have already discussed. What is the use of it? So it is used to give some of the effects like a new line. So if you want to get your cursor in the new line, then you have to use the character /n. If you want to give the tab effect, then you have to use the character /t. If you want to give the backspace effect, then you have to use the /b. So here we will see one of the example. So here you can see the printf statement, and in the control string, first the control string content begins with the /n. Means here at the starting position /n encountered, the first compiler will take the cursor in the new line because of the /n. Then after the message will be printed on in a new line, that is your roll number is. Here the percentage D is written, means the specification is given over here, that means the roll number variable is type of integer. And then after double quote over, then after comma and RNO is our variable name that holds the value that we want to print on a screen. So here you can see in the third one example, all the things, all the three contents that the control string holds we have used together. First the escape sequence character, that is /n. Then after we have given the message, that means the string. And then after the format specification that shows the type of a variable. So in the third one statement we have used all the things together. So this is about the control string part, that which type of value the control string can hold. Then after the next thing, that like a scanf statement, the control string entries are separated by a space. Means here if you are going to display multiple type of characters together or multiple types of values together, then how the specification you have to separate, so that all this control string, in the control string the specifier must be separated with the space, and you have to use the percentage sign before that specification character. The latter part of printf statement, the second part, what the second part stores, it contains the list of variables whose values are to be printed. Means the variable's name will be written there, whose value we want to display on a screen. So these variables must match with their match in the number, order and its type with the format specification given in the control string. So this thing we have to remember, that how many character, how many variables are there, the numbers must be same. If in the format specification you have specified the 4 variables suppose, and when you are in the second part, when you are writing the variables name, if there only 3 variables, then the output will not come or the error message will come. And then after the order you have to remember that if in the format specification first you have written %d, then at the first place you have to write down that variable name only, that is defined as an integer data type. You cannot change the order here. And the format specification, that also must be given correctly. If the string variable is there, then you cannot write in the format specification %c, then that will also generate error. So these are the things you have to remember with the printf statement. Then after, now how to display the formatted output with the formatted output with some formatting. Means formatted output, how we can print, that we all know with the printf statement. But how we can apply some of the formatting to that output, that we will see now. So to display the formatted output with the different types of alignment, we may use the format specification in the control string of printf statement. So the control string has the following general form, that is with the first percentage sign will come, then after L dot M and with the space P. So here L means what? The length of your input or length of the data. So here L is an integer number specifying the total character positions in which the variable value is to be printed. Then M is used to specify the number of digits after decimal point for real number or number of characters to be printed from a string variable. So here L means length, that with that you can specify the length of your variable. Then M means if you are using the float variable, if fractional number is there, then with the M you can specify that how many characters you want to display after the decimal point. And if the string input is there, then with the M you can specify that how many characters you want to display as a output. Here the L and M part is the optional part, and then the P shows the type of variable, means that is our format specification. So here this type of variable, the list of different data types used with the printf is given in the table 12.2. So now we will use the format specification, that P shows the type of variable and the data types, the list of different data types that we can use in the printf, and what is the specification given to that particular data type that we will see in the table. So here you can see the table is there. This table we have already discussed in during the scanf time also. So to print a decimal integer, we are having the character that is %d. For the character %c. To print the floating point value without exponent %f. The floating point value with exponent %e. To print the string %s. To print unsigned integer %u. To print long decimal integer %ld. To print double %lf. To print long double capital L and f. To print integer in octal form %o, and to print integer in the hexadecimal form, here the character is %x. So these are the data types and the corresponding characters we can use in the printf statement. Then after, now we will see the formatted output with the formattings. So first we are discussing the example of formatted output of a integer variable number with the value 1, 2, 3, 4. So here the program is written where our integer number is declared with the integer data type, and the input we have given, the static input we have given with the assignment operator, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now one by one we will see the printf statements. So first printf statement %d, that is the specification of our integer type. Then after, here we have used the escape sequence character /n. Means with this the character will be printed in a new line, and then as a comma we are using our number variable that holds the value 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you will write the first printf statement, it will display the output by default with the left alignment, and whatever the number is stored, that will be visible with the left alignment only. There is no any width specification, only just specifier is there, that is %d. Now observe the second one, printf. In the second printf, after percentage we have written 8. 8 means here we are providing the length of a variable. So what the length we have provided? The length is of a 8 characters long. So then when you will specify the length, then the numbers will be printed by default from the right side. So total length is width of the number, that is 8 characters, and that will be displayed with the right side justification. So from the right side it will take the 4 character space, and rest 4 will be empty. Next is printf statement after %- is written. So if you want to display the characters from the left side alignment only, along with the providing the length of that variable, then you have to use the minus sign after the %. So if after % you are using minus sign, then the same value will be printed from the left side justification, and along with the field width that we have provided as a 8 only. Now fourth one, printf. In the fourth one, printf, the length of the variable that is provided by us is a 2 characters. But you just see the actual value of our number variable is a 4 character. So whatever the width we have provided is less than our actual content, then this code has no any effect. So how the output was printed on the first printf, the same way output will be visible when the code has no effect, or when the length we are providing is less than the actual width of our variable. Then last printf statement. The last printf statement is the 0 and 8. So here on the right hand side you can see the output on the same window. You can see over here. So here if after % first before the length if you are writing the 0, that means whatever the empty space is there, then this empty space will be padding with the 0 before the actual value of the number variable. So we know that whenever we are providing the length, then by default the alignment will be right side. So from the right side it will occupy the 4 characters only. So 4 place will be occupied because the 4 value is there, 4 digit value is there only. So 1 2 3 4 is written. Now the 4 are the empty places. So before that the 4 where the empty place is there the 0 will be padded there. So like this program shows the formatted output of the integer number variable. So here you have to remember that by default alignment is the left side. When you are providing the length of the variable, then it will be visible from the right alignment. If you want to display the data along with the width and left justified, then you have to use minus after the percentage sign. And if you want to pad the blank spaces with the 0, then after percentage you have to use 0 and then after the length of your variable. So I hope you understood this, the example of integer. Now we will see the example with the float variable. So here the variable name is a f1 and the value is 1234.456. So by default when you will print the float variable with its format specification %f and f1 with your variable name, then it will display from the left side justification, and after the point by default it will display the 6 characters. After the decimal point it will display the 6 character. So here in our input we are having after point 3 characters only. So rest of the 3 places will be occupied by the zeros there. Now see the second statement. In the second statement we are providing the length of the variable, that is 8. So 8 boxes will be there, but 8.3 is written 0.3. So 3 shows the how many characters or how many digits you want to display after decimal point. So here first it will give the 8 length to your variable. Then after the alignment will be changed from the left side to the right side when we are providing the length of the variable. So from the right hand side it will display your characters with the, and here 0.3 is written means 3 characters after the decimal point. Now the same thing is there, but 8.1 is there, means after the length is 8 only, but after the 8.1 is written means 1 character only will be visible after the decimal point. That you can see that 123.5 only visible there. Then after next here why 0.5 is coming, because 123.4 is there, but after 4 the 5 value is there. So if in the mathematical concept, if after the decimal point some digit is there that is 5 or greater than 5, then the before whatever the digit is there that will be increased by 1. That is why the output came there 123.5 instead of 4. Then after next is 0, 8.1 and f. So here 0 means here we have provided the 8 width. So which are the blank spaces that will be occupied by the 0, otherwise the output will same as a before. Your content 1 2 3 and after decimal point 1 character only. Then after if you are using the minus after percentage, then the along with your width, here you can see how many boxes are there, 8 boxes. That means 8 is the width of your character. And if you are using the minus sign, so the alignment will be changed from the right to left. So along with the width also the data will be printed from the left side justification. And last 2 examples of the exponent type of numbers. So here the instead of %f, what is written there, %e. So that will be display the numbers in the scientific form. So first 10.3 is written, so 10 will be the width of your variable. So 10 boxes are visible over here, you can see. Then again the alignment will be from the right side. and here you can see 1.235. That means after decimal point 3 characters only will be visible, same as in the last one. After decimal point 4 characters will be visible, and then after e shows the exponent value. So this we have discussed the formatted output of a float variable. Now lastly we are going to see the formatted output of a string variable. So here the variable name is a str and the value we have stored in the string variable, that is Gujarat India. So first the simple output without any specification, only the specifier and variable name. So specifier of string variable is the %s, and variable name is the str. So here in the Gujarat India 13 characters are there total, so that all the characters will be visible from the left hand side. Now in the second one character we are providing the length of a variable as a 8. But you just see in the actual string total 13 characters are there, and the length we are providing that is less than of the actual width. That is why the code the second statement has no any effect, and how the output was printed on the first statement, the same output will be there. Then after the next we are providing the 16 width, so that will be visible. So 16 boxes will be there, you can see over here. And as we have provided the length, that is why the justification will be changed from the left to right. So string will be visible, string will be printed from the right side, and whatever the are extra box, that will be empty. Then now we are providing the m value, that is 16.7. So total width is the 60, but how many characters we want to display, that is 7 only. So here the length we have specified, that is why the output will be the right justified, and 7 characters only will be displayed from your original string. So 7 characters means Gujarat. So Gujarat has the 7 characters, so that will be printed from the right side. Now in the fifth one input, in the fifth one printf statement, length we are not providing. After the percentage, directly we are providing the how many characters we want to display, that is 7, and then after our specifier, that is s. So here it will display the length 7 characters only, but now with the help of on the left align, because the length is not specified. When we are specifying the length, then only the output will become from the right hand side, otherwise it will be visible from the left hand side. Then after the next is a -16. So here we are using the -16, and how many characters we want to play, that is 9 characters. So length width is the 16 only, and how many characters it will be print, 9 characters. So count the 9 characters. 7 is the Gujarat has the 7 character, then 1 is the blank space, and I is the 9th one. So that much only will be visible as the output. And the last one we are providing the 16.50, means after decimal point how many characters we want to display, 15 characters. But in our string how many characters we are having, that is 13 only. So the characters that we want to display, that is more than your original string, that is we have provided. So it will display all the characters here that we have in our string, and with the right side justification. So this is the formatted output of a string variable. The concept are same for all integer, float and string. So I hope you understood this formatted output as well as all this chapter, whatever we have discussed in this chapter. So I hope you understood all the things well, all the inbuilt input functions, all the inbuilt output functions, and specifically the formatted input and formatted output functions. So I hope you understood all the things very well. Thank you, students.